beammeditation. Hope you're all back. Now let's begin our today's wisdom part. In the last session, we are discussing from the book SETH Speaks the Eternal Validity of the Soul, and we are in chapter 11, Reincarnation Choices, After Death Choices and the Mechanics of Transition. So this is a chapter. So far we have discussed about the system that is involved in pre-birth, and also how souls they reincarnate and how they get choices, and how they choose. Some they choose according to their past life, and some they focus, they just follow their intuition, and some some they study their whole past life and also the present, and how they decide and how they choose their lessons. So we have discussed, and furthermore today we will discuss on self-examination period, the period of self-examination. So before the time of choosing, we have self-examination period. So like our full history is available to us, and we understand the nature of the entity, and we are advised by the other portions of a entity more than advanced of ourselves. So that means our history in the sense all the past life information will be available for us, and this is how we self-examinate. So self-examinate is like knowing about completely about ourselves, about our past lessons which we have learned, or which we have covered. It's like studying about the past lives, studying what we have, the emotional blockages or whatever we are carrying, what is needed. And it's all about the choice. There is no nothing like a prescribed like a subject as in the academics. So there is no such thing here. So everything is a choice. And here the soul understands, in this self-examination period, the soul understands its lessons, and it plans for the reincarnation, and it focuses on and whatever the choices it has taken, whatever it has to learn. So it will focus on it will try to cover in the next reincarnation. So like we so why so like we will become aware of other reincarnational selves. So here the self-examination period, we will become aware of our other reincarnational selves. So there will be like emotional ties in this reincarnational selves, I mean in the past life. So when we in the self-examination period, the soul gets to know that there will be an emotional ties with other personalities. So it's like group souls, isn't it? We can't just learn alone without help of the other souls. Even we help directly or indirectly, or we and also we take help from the other souls. It's like a group souls taking a decision. So here there are emotional ties with the other personalities whom we have known in the past lives. So we have certain emotional ties. These emotional types could be anything. So it's maybe the friendship, or maybe the like any emotion, right? So any emotion in the sense, the contrast, even the contrast also. So like any emotional ties with the personalities who we know in the past lives. So here we will get to know about our past life information, and about the people or about the souls, we can say the souls or the other entities, the emotional bondage, the emotional ties with each other, with the other personalities as well. So in the past life, and some of these may, and some of these, in the sense, some of these souls may supersede, so they may advance our relationship in the immediate past life. So some souls, they though they are in a soul family, though they may be in one life, maybe there will be in the same frequency. Okay, they may be in the group souls, but in that group, one soul may advance in one lifetime, in one past life, maybe the think like in the past life, one soul may advance, may further, like the learnings may be the fast, or there may be the growth, the evolution of them may be advanced than this group. So so even we will get to know about that personalities, that souls as well. So why am when I am reading this chapter, reading this page, so Seth Master, he gave us a message here. So he is explaining that this is not from the book, friends. So he said, we won't stay with the same group souls. This is what he said. We won't stay with the same group souls forever. Same group souls. So not every soul in the soul level, in the soul group, takes birth with us. So some stay at soul level, and some though they take birth, we may meet them or not. So many permutations and combinations. So this is what the message from the Seth Master that we have received. So he said, we won't stay with the same group souls. Some may be advanced, right? It depends on the frequency, it depends on the choices that we choose from the choices, in the sense we choose that, and maybe that experiences what we have to learn. So maybe that experiences the other souls might give us in the birth, in the reincarnation period. So here it is not mandatory, or it is not necessary for the same group souls. So we won't stay with the same group souls. As in the group souls, one soul gets evolved in the faster way, so it moves to the other group, it moves to the soul moves into the other realm. Okay, so it's like not every soul in the soul groups also takes birth. He also said that he these souls these souls will stay. Some souls, they take birth with us in the sense, maybe before or later, or along with us, we don't know. So there are many permutations and combinations. So some souls, they won't take birth, but instead they stay in the soul realm, and they help from that realm. So they may advise us, or the suggestions or the guidance will get from the soul realm. And this is how, in the dream state, Seth Master said, in the dream state you will get dreams, you can communicate, you can reach the mid plane. So this is all happens in the mid plane, the communication happens, and often we visit in the dream state. And we don't know, we are not aware of such people in this, we are not aware of them in this lifetime. We don't know them, they may be strangers, but they may be we have that connection from the past life. Okay, so not every soul in the soul takes birth. And this is all about what he wants to make us clear, that he won't stay with the same group souls, and not every soul in the soul group takes birth with us. So some stay at the soul level, and some, though they take birth, so they will take birth, but we may meet them or not. So it is not like compulsory, so we may meet or not. So here, he says, there are so many permutations and combinations. There are so many probabilities. So coming, this is the message, and coming again to the book. So all necessary, whatever the explanation is given to those who are disoriented. So those who are confused. So in this state, in this plane, it's all happened in the mid plane. So in the last session we have discussed about the mid plane, right? It is a rest area and also the communication area where this soul communicates with the other souls, other ancestor souls, or other realm souls, based on the frequency, based on the knowledge and understanding of that soul. So right. All here in the self-examination period, all necessary explanations of to the soul is given. So every time the soul is guided. So soul is under guidance. So every time the soul will get help from the masters. So there like explanation who they don't believe. So those who do not realize that they are dead are here told of their true condition, that see, you have already left the realm or the physical realm, so you are dead. So these guides, they make their souls to realize their condition, their present condition, and all efforts are made to refresh the energies and spirits. So it's no in the resting area. The soul will be it will refresh and all the whatever the energies it has lost. So it's like it's a journey, right? It's a big journey, birth. So the whole birth. So after leaving the body, the soul needs rest to re-energize, and it is the time of study and comprehension. The next thing is, this self in the self examination period, it is the time of study and comprehension. So in the mid plane, that some disturbed personalities have those dreams of returning to the physical environment. So some souls, they still don't believe that they have already left the body. They don't believe, and they don't understand it. So these souls, when they in the resting period, they always have dreams. And now see here, not only in the physical existence, or not only in the when we are in the physical body, we do get dreams, but at the soul level also, the soul level, without the physical body, even the soul, it dreams that it is having a physical, even it is returning to the physical environment, and whatever the activities that it is used to, and whatever the likes and dislikes, so all these which are imprinted on the soul. So not the memory that when we leave our body, the soul takes some imprints in the sense, whatever the emotional baggage, whatever the extreme emotions that the mind has taken, that the mind has experienced, if it is extreme levels, then these emotions will get imprint on the soul. So the soul doesn't have karma. Okay, the soul doesn't have karma. So this is what I got to know. So the soul doesn't have karma. Instead, the body which the soul takes, the role which it takes, it has the karma, but not the soul. The soul is free. The soul is it's like it's a consciousness. It doesn't have any karma. Just for example, take like a drama or the film actors. No, the film actors, so think like they are souls and when they are not acting, so they are souls. Okay, so the role they take, isn't it? The role they play, the character they play, it has the karma. So that role takes whatever the actions that is needed, right? So it's the whatever it plays in the movie, it's not related to that actor's personal life. It is just an acting, and whatever the pain it undergoes, whatever the challenges the character plays, it's the karma. It's the karma of that of that play, of that whatever the body, the role which has taken. So whatever the body I have chosen, whatever the role I have chosen has the karma, the lessons, but not the soul. But here what happens when it just takes the imprints, not the karma. So when the soul, when the mind plays, and when the mind, our mind takes the extreme emotions, these will get imprinted on the soul. And this soul, in order to clear that, it takes the role. Okay, it takes the role to clear all the, to learn the lesson. This, for soul, it is just a lessons, but the role which the soul takes as the karma, right? So here, yeah, it is from this area. So some disturbed personality, so they have certain dreams, so that's the reason. So we have, uh, we need certain wisdom, so we need to know that, and also awareness levels to what we are taking in. It's a deep. So how deep it is, we are sometimes we are unaware of our emotions. So always this self examination, whatever happens after life, so it is better that that we need certain self examination when we are in the life itself, when we are in the body itself. Okay, now and this mid plane, it is a place of commerce. It is a place of commerce between systems. That means it is a place where two or more systems will interact. A soul can connect to multiple systems. So multiple systems in the cells, in the multiple realms. So we have discussed it, that's in last session. So it's a commerce between systems, and conditions and development are important. So Seth Master says the conditions and development are important rather than length an individual stays in this area. So it is not the period, there is no time, there is no time limit there, there is no time as we experience here. So it is not important. The soul has stayed for certain period. Consider in our terms, if the soul has stayed for 10 years, so it is not considered the it is not considered the amount of time, or it is not considered the amount of time that the individual stays in that area, but the conditions and development. So what are the soul, what the soul has learned at the soul level, what it is, what it has recognized, what it has known from the past lives, the study and the condition of the soul, it's important. Okay, not the length of the individual stays in that area. And it is an intermediary. So intermediary, so it is like it is a stage that acts like a bridge in transition. So this is a stage, this is a place, or we can say the level. So it acts like a bridge in the transition. So step, but it is an important step, but as important, this is a step, but it's an important one. So this is all about the midplane, friends. And the rest area, all this happens in the rest area. The soul takes rest, the soul plans, the self-examination is done, and it communicates with the other souls, other entities, and about the emotional ties. It understands the emotional ties, and it also it also plans, it also studies, all the study goes under, goes in this plane. And next is the multifaceted process of reincarnation. So here Seth Master says reincarnation involves far more than a simple decision to undergo another physical existence. In this, in between, many issues therefore are considered. So like reincarnational involves far more than a simple decision to undergo. In terms of Seth Masters, he says like The decision that the soul takes about reincarnation is so simple, but the process, or in between the process, in between many issues, in between reincarnation, from death to birth, so in between there a lot, the soul has to undergo a lot. There are so many issues that it has to consider. So with this line, so we can say that, how important is our birth. So it's our birth is so precious. We have, every one of us, we have undergone this process. We have made discussions, a self-examination of past lives, and we have chosen this life, and how important, and how, um, you know the how many process the soul, our soul has undergone, and we have chosen this life. So it's, our life is so precious. And the process of reincarnation is used in many ways, and in this time of rest, individuals must decide on the unique way in which reincarnation will be of use. So every reincarnation we have to use. So the soul uses the reincarnation, the birth, for its evolution. So it's not just the soul won't take like a play. So it is involved a lot of process, and also it considered many issues. And the first thing is how the reincarnation is used, how in the reincarnation, how it chooses the soul. So some individuals, they concentrate on one theme. So it says some choose to isolate. So it's very interesting, friends, because after reading this, I only got remembered Patrisar's words: no judgment, no comparison, like no comment, no complaints, because we will get to know. Because some individuals, some souls, they choose to isolate various characters in a given life. They focus on one theme in the that means they emphasize on specific qualities or aspects of themselves during a particular lifetime. So they only focus on one issue, they only focus on one thing. So they might choose to develop patience, or compassion, or courage as a primary focus, in one life, while leaving the other aspects in the background. So when they reincarnate, so when they this is what some souls they plan. They only focus on one thing. So they leave other things. So they leave other aspects. So as seen from a physical viewpoint, such a personality would appear very one-sided, and far from a well-developed individual. So they only, like, as they only focus on one aspect, it is their plan. So that's the reason we should not judge, or we should not compare, or we should not comment. We don't know their purpose. We don't know what they have chosen in this lifetime, in that particular lifetime. you know when we see people, so some people, so we think that, so why we so many questions will arise in us by looking at their lifestyle or looking at their behaviors. But we don't know. So in the background, so many things might be the soul has considered, and whatever it has chosen. See, like, they focus on only one thing and leaving the other thing. So in one lifetime, so the next thing is, in one life, the intellect may purposefully be very high. Like, they may be very high at the mind power, like intelligent. So they may be like very high in intelligent, and those powers of the mind carried as far as the individual can take them. So they choose the intelligent, very high intelligent, high mind power. Okay. And they in that lifetime, they their mind carries that intellect, that mind power to the most extent. So these abilities are studied, both the benefits and detrimental aspects, like adverse. So having one ability, so they study that ability, they take that ability to the extent, they use that ability to the extreme levels, and in that process they study both the pros and cons, both what is benefits and also what is the adverse effect of that intelligence, the high mind power. So the same kind of individual might specialize in emotional development and purposefully underplay intellectual abilities in next lifetime. That means whatever it has chosen, so one theme, so they in one lifetime they may excel in that, and in another lifetime they may choose another thing, they may choose, instead of intelligent, they may choose emotional development, and and purposefully they underplay, that underplay in the sense they just they don't have that enough intelligence abilities or intellectual skills. So but in the past life they are advanced, so they are not advanced, they are like bit advanced in intelligence. They may be scientists, so they may be the high intelligent people, but in another lifetime, like dull and no, like in the physical terms, in the physical existent terms, they may are not as intelligent as the other people, but they specialize in emotional development. So again, when they choose this emotional development, the physical picture would not be necessarily that of a well developed or balanced personality. The physical picture, in the sense, the physical body they choose, the external presence may not always align with the internal growth here. So their appearances, their actions, or their behavior in the physical world may not reflect a fully matured personality. So they are like, see, so many combinations. So in one lifetime this individual is super intelligent, in another lifetime the same soul, the same individual in sense, the different body, right? The same soul may choose this emotional, they may focus on the emotional development, and they purposefully, they won't focus on the intelligent. And also in this area, in this plan as well, the physical personality, that means they won't seem like a matured in the physical terms. Now and specific creative abilities might be specialized in this manner to take the challenging life, like in the physically and also like emotionally. So they may they may have that specialized, they may specialized in some creative abilities, right? So Seth Master says here, if you looked at these lives, like these life series of these lives, if you looked at these lives as a series of progressions in usual terms, then you would be left with many questions unanswered. Nevertheless, the development does occur, but the individuals choose the way in which they prefer this development to take place. So this is all about the choice the individual takes. And through denying intellectual development in a given life, personalities learn the value and purpose of that which they do not possess. The desire for it is born then within themselves, and now they understand the purpose. So here he says, like, whatever they have denied, so it's that time they learn the value which they have missed or which they have ignored. They will come to know the value, and and in that birth itself, they will get the desire whatever that is lacking in them, they will get that desire, that strong desire to learn that particular aspect, we can say, either emotional or whatever they lack in them. So they choose the lack. Here what we understand, even they choose the lack when they take birth, so that in that birth process they will understand the purpose of what they lack, and the desire to achieve that, it will be born in that birth. What a planning, right? So some will choose a progression at an earlier rate. So some souls, they are very, they choose, this also choice. This also choose that I want to learn in a fast rate, I want to grow, I want to evolve in a faster rate. So some they choose progression at an earlier rate and in a more balanced manner. So some souls, they choose that. So they will keep all the personalities keep working at once. So in that birth they like multitasking. So they have all abilities. They may excel in all abilities, emotional, intelligent, and everything, like all rounders, like, working at once. And even meet, and these souls, some souls, and it's not a condition that all the intelligence persons or whatever the all rounders we call. So it's their choice again. It's not every soul chooses that faster rate, okay, that faster development. And here in this, they will meet again and again people who known in other lives. So they will meet all the people who they know in the past life, and they will work out their problems at a rather faster rate. And at last, no, some personalities do reincarnate before they are advised to. So they don't take advices of the higher masters, we can say, the guides. They don't take any advices for it's also, there is a many reasons. So there, with the many reasons, it is not like the egoistic, or we say that's not in terms, but there will be a many reasons for not listening, for not taking the advice of the higher masters. So this is usually, like Seth master says, this is usually unfortunate in the short run, for the necessary planning has not taken place. But in the long run, great lessons will still be learned from the error. So the mistakes they learn, these souls, they learn from the mistakes. There is no time scheduled. He says that it is unusual for a soul to wait for anything over 3 centuries. So if the soul is waiting to reincarnate, and the time, if it lasts for 3 centuries between the lives, so for this makes the orientation very difficult, because and the emotional ties with the earth have become weak. So if the soul has stayed for long, for 3 centuries, and the whatever the emotional ties on the earth, so it will become weak. So it's not also advised to stay for longer period without taking reincarnation, without taking birth. And further, we will get to know in the next session, friends, about how about the relationships, and about the relationship to earth, between the earth and also the other planes and all. We'll get to know in the next session. Okay, so thank you so much. There are a lot of choices involved, and what I when I got to know this, so all people, like so many people came into my mind, and I was thinking, say, this is all their choice. So that's why we should not judge, should not comment, or we should not compare between individuals. Thank you so much. If at all you want to share anything, you can unmute yourself. Right. So we'll meet in the next session, friends. We'll get to know more about our lives. Okay. So thank you. Thank you so much then. Namaste all. So we are going to end the session. Ram sir.
Do you hear me, Shardakar?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir, we can.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. So, the more we learn, the more we understand about the soul's journey is with so many permutations and combinations, so many possibilities.
Mm.
So the sharing that the karma is for the body and not for the soul, and the soul groups how they incarnate together, but there is not any, it's not necessity that a particular soul always chooses incarnating together, incarnating separate. So spirituality is so very flexible, the soul's journey is so very flexible, and at the same time different from one to the other, and that makes it so interesting to seek for it. And at the same time, it makes it clear that what is valid to a particular soul in terms of soul's journey may not necessarily be valid for the other.
Exactly.
Everyone has to go through it and connect and understand what is happening within themselves. And when we connect to such wisdoms that throw light on majority of the perspectives and not on everything else, and so that opens the door that we have to connect to our own self to understand much deeper our own journey. So very, very interesting thoughts shared today. Thanks a lot, Shatagar.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. So, shall we end the session, sir? So thank you, friends. Then we'll meet in the next session and we'll get to know more
Shatagar.
about. Yes. Namaste all. Have a great time.